In the outskirts of New York, where the city's hustle gradually fades and desolation takes over, stood an old house, a place scarred by the wounds of time, as if its walls concealed a deep, hidden secret. Its windows were shattered, its doors creaked with rusty groans, and the wind swirling around it carried an eerie sense of dread. The local villagers hurried past it, children pointed at it in fear, and the elderly whispered tales of its terror. It was said that at night, shadows danced in its windows, and occasionally, chilling sounds echoed through the air, sometimes the sobbing of a child, sometimes the ghastly laughter of a woman. Some claimed they had seen a headless figure outside the house in the dead of night, beckoning them with blood-stained hands. No one had the courage to unravel the mystery of this house, but one young man, Eric, driven by a passion for journalism, accepted the challenge. He was determined to bring the truth of this house to the world, even if it meant risking his life. Eric, a 28-year-old enthusiastic journalist, had dreams sparkling in his eyes. He had covered many dangerous stories, floods to acts of terrorism, but the terror of this abandoned house in New York was a new test for him. His mother, Mary, warned him, saying, "Son, that house is a house of death. No one who enters returns." But Eric's zeal turned her words into vapor in the sunlight. His friend Tom, a photographer, offered to join him, but Eric chose to go alone, believing his story would be born from his own mind. He picked the night, when even moonlight hid in fear and darkness reigned supreme. With a small flashlight in hand, a recorder in his pocket, and courage in his heart, he stood at the threshold of the house. The air was damp, as if some lifeless entity was calling him inside, and the sound from the windows rang like bells in his ears. Stepping inside, he was gripped by a cold wave, as if an insensible presence was counting his breaths. The peeling paint on the walls, broken chairs, and scattered dust on the floor bore witness to the fact that this place had been devoid of humans for years. Suddenly, his gaze fell upon a broken window through which raindrops were falling. Strangely, along with the drops were red stains that gleamed like blood and vanished upon hitting the ground. Eric's heart raced, but he refused to retreat. Moving closer, he found an old photograph, decayed by moisture. It showed a woman, Ellen, and a small boy, Daniel, smiling, yet their eyes held an odd mix of sorrow and fear. Written on the back was, "Our last hope." As soon as he touched the photo, he felt a cold touch on his shoulder. He spun around, but there was only darkness. No one was there, though a faint bell-like sound echoed in the air, slowly turning into the weeping of a child. This incident planted a seed of fear in Eric's heart, but his passion remained unquenched. He decided to venture deeper into the house. As he roamed the rooms, he came across an old wardrobe with rusty doors emitting a strange, musty odor. As he tried to open it, a diary fell out, its pages yellowed and stained with blood in places. Flipping through the pages, he uncovered a horrifying tale that left him breathless. The diary revealed that the house's owner, Ellen, was a beautiful and kind-hearted woman, but her son, Daniel, had vanished one night. The locals of New York's outskirts believed a malevolent spirit had taken him, but Ellen was convinced her son was still alive. Grief drove her mad, and one stormy night, she performed a bizarre ritual inside the house to find him. It was said that during this ritual, she killed her own son, having lost her sanity while communicating with spirits. But the story didn't end there. The diary stated that Ellen hid her son's body somewhere within the house and then stabbed herself in the chest with the dagger. Before her death, she bound her soul to the house to search for her son forever. Since then, people claim that Ellen's spirit haunted the house, seeking her son Daniel's body, and anyone who entered met only death. The final page read, "She won't let me go. She will take me with her, and my son will stay with her." A blood-stained handprint marked the edge, with a small sketch pointing towards a locked room. Eric's face turned pale. He wanted to close the diary, but his hands trembled. Suddenly he heard a faint sound like someone crying in the distance. but it grew closer, resonating in his ears as if speaking directly to his mind. "My son, bring my son back." He held his breath and moved toward the sound. Reaching the window, he saw the photograph moving as if someone was trying to shake it. Ellen's face emerged from the image, tears of blood streaming from her eyes, and her voice rang clear. "Where have you hidden my son? Return him to me, or you will take his place." Suddenly, a blurry hand extended from the photo and brushed his face, vanishing the moment he pulled away. Fear froze his body. Abruptly, the room's door slammed shut, as if an unseen force intended to trap him inside. Blood began to seep from the walls, and the ground trembled, as if something below was pulling at him. He tried to flee, but his feet were bound by chains that emerged from nowhere, gripping him tightly. In the darkness, he saw a small figure, Daniel's spirit, drenched in blood, with blood dripping from his neck, advancing toward him. His eyes were hollow, and he kept muttering, "Mother, let me go. I don't want this." But as Eric approached, Daniel's form transformed into a towering, terrifying woman whose face resembled Ellen's, though her eyes blazed with fire. Eric's scream morphed into a ghastly laughter. He pulled the photograph from his pocket and tried to tear it, but it mended itself instantly. Ellen's headless, blood-soaked body now stood before him, clutching a dagger. Her voice boomed in his ears. "You cannot escape. You will become my son, and we will remain here forever." He noticed his hands turning black and misty, as if being absorbed, and a sharp pain stabbed his chest, like a dagger piercing through. But then suddenly a faint light appeared in the wall, as if a hidden door was opening. Before losing hope, he recalled the diary mentioning that Ellen had buried Daniel's body under a stone in the garden, but had also created a secret room where she completed her ritual. He struggled to break free from the chains, which tightened further. Finally, summoning all his strength, he grabbed the photo and moved toward the light. Opening the door, he discovered a staircase leading downward, illuminated by a glowing light. Descending, he entered a vast hall where a ritual symbol was etched in the center, surrounded by bloodstains. There he found another diary, which revealed that Ellen had not only killed her son, but also trapped the souls of other children from New York's outskirts in the ritual to keep Daniel company. Eric attempted to destroy the symbol, but as soon as he stepped forward, dozens of hands erupted from the ground, seizing him. Suddenly Ellen's voice thundered, "You are my final prey, and now you will stay with them all." But then his recorder fell from his pocket, playing a recorded prayer. The prayer's sound echoed, and the symbol's light faded. Eric ran outside, reaching the garden where he began digging under the stone. As he broke the ground, a hand shot out and grabbed his wrist. He screamed, but the hand started pulling him down. Daniel's body emerged from the earth, his eyes still open, but filled with blood, his mouth agape as if screaming. Suddenly the corpse spoke, "Free me, or she will imprison you too." Eric placed the photo beside the body and prayed, "Ellen, grant peace to your son. Free him and find rest for your soul." As he finished, a lightning struck split the ground, and a ray of sunlight illuminated the spot. The wind stilled, and an eerie calm settled. When Eric looked again, the body was gone, and the photo was blank. Only a smile and 2 teardrop marks remained. The next morning, Eric emerged from the house, his face pale and his eyes holding a strange fear. He published the story in the newspaper, but never spoke of the house again. People said shadows still appeared in the windows, but now they smiled, as if Ellen and Daniel had reunited. Yet some nights, a faint scream echoed, and a soft laughter drifted from the garden, as if a new spirit sought to keep the secret alive. The mystery of the abandoned house remained unsolved, perhaps never to be fully unraveled, for some secrets lie in depths beyond human reach. But Eric suspected he had only uncovered one twist, and the depths of this New York house still hid another buried secret.